Yo. Analytics off the chain, other channels not the same. Jake and Kyle, you know the name. Headliner Nation, we running the game. I'm a headliner.
Yo, Headliner Nation, what is going on? Kyle back with the Fantasy Headliners, and it is time to dive into our Week 14 rankings for the wide receiver and tight end position. 4 teams on a bye this week. Some people dealing with COVID issues, some injuries. We got to nail it this week, ladies and gentlemen. Before we dive into the rankings, though, I just want to remind everybody that we have a goal of 700 total members on this channel before we hit the end of the season, and we're over 600 right now, but we got to keep driving that way, ladies and gentlemen. For only $4.99 a month, you can become a member here on YouTube. You are going to get exclusive content throughout the week. You're going to get badges and emotes that you can use in the chat that separate you from everyone else, and an exclusive live show on Sunday mornings where we give away autographed memorabilia every single week. So if you're willing and able, there's a join button down below. If the join button doesn't show for you because you're on an iPhone, go to the description of the video, click on the link that says join here, and you'll be able to become a member here on YouTube. It'd be greatly appreciated. But ladies and gentlemen, we've got 50 wide receivers. We've got 20 tight ends that we got to break down, and we got to do it quickly. So let's hop right into it. Kicking it off this week, back off the bye, Davante Adams going up against Chicago is going to be wide receiver 1. Justin Jefferson with no Adam Thielen going up against Pittsburgh. Justin Jefferson absolutely bringing in the fantasy points over the last few weeks. He's going to come in at number 2 for me. Cooper Kupp going up against Arizona is going to come in at number 3. The volume, the upside, everything will be there for him. Deontay Johnson at number 4 facing a Minnesota Vikings team that has allowed the most fantasy points to opposing wide receivers over the last 4 weeks. Expect him to absolutely eat on Thursday Night Football. Stephon Diggs going up against Tampa Bay. Hopefully they get back on track after a game that was obviously miserable weather that really hurt the upside of everybody. Terry McLaurin going up against Dallas is probably going to see Trayvon Diggs, but it doesn't matter because Diggs gives up a lot of fantasy points. He gives up a lot of yards. He gives up a lot of touchdowns. Yes, he does pick the ball off quite a bit, but that doesn't hurt your fantasy team if he does. Keenan Allen at number 7. Keenan Allen, as of right now, still has a chance to play on Sunday. Continue to monitor that. If he does play, he's going to be right here for me. Tyreek Hill at number 8. Honestly, he'd be higher, but he continues to have some really nasty drops. Leads the league with 9 of them right now. Chris Godwin at number 9. Going to be a tough matchup, but we've seen that Brady can dissect really good defenses, and he's going to have the volume coming towards him. CeeDee Lamb at number 10 going up against Washington. Expect some decent upside for him. Having everybody back and healthy is really going to help CeeDee Lamb exploit the matchups in the slot. Jamar Chase at number 11 going up against San Francisco. That upside is just a little bit lower for me this week just because obviously, yes, big touchdown last week that was missed with a drop pass that ended up becoming an interception. Would have been a huge touchdown, but also keep in mind going up against San Francisco, we might see a little bit more Joe Mixon. Mike Evans, again, good, or not as much upside as I would like, but enough volume to still have him inside the top 12. DeAndre Hopkins at number 13 going up against the LA Rams. A little bit of a snap count last week. Does that get taken away this week? T. Higgins going up against San Francisco, one of the best wide receivers over the last 2 weeks in the league. Again, upside just a little bit limited in my opinion because the potential for more running the football. Deebo Samuel still has a chance to play this week. I've got him at number 15 if he does. DK Metcalf going up against Houston. Good chance to get him rolling again. DJ Moore at number 17 going up against Atlanta. I'd like to have him higher, but I don't even know who the quarterback is going to be. Tyler Lockett at number 18. The upside has been there, but it is Houston. So are they just going to run the football more than what we would like to see? Chase Claypool at number 19. I'd like to go a little bit higher with the upside for him as well. Honestly, it was a big conversation with myself between him, Lockett, DJ Moore, Metcalf, and Samuel here in this 19 to 15 range. Marquise Brown at number 20. He's fallen off a little bit, but he's still a top 15 wide receiver. He's still 12th in the league in targets. He's still getting more than enough volume. Hunter Renfrow at number 21. Hasn't had all of the upside in the world because he's not scoring like big time time touchdowns, but he's getting a lot of volume. It makes him a really, really safe wide receiver. Love Hunter Renfrow. I have been hyping Hunter Renfrow since he was drafted as a really good option that if teams utilize correctly could perform well. So if anybody comes into the video and says, "You're disrespecting Hunter Renfrow," I'm going to respond to you and call you a dummy. Julio Jones at number 22. He is expected back this week. It is Jacksonville. Do they run it a little bit more? How healthy is he really? I can't go much higher with his upside. Amari Cooper at number 23. With everyone being back and healthy, it really limits his upside for me. Darnell Mooney at number 24. A really tough matchup last week because of the weather. Not a great one, but coming into last week, he was one of the most targeted wide receivers in the league over the last few weeks. So I think we get back to that here in week 14. Also, Allen Robinson is projecting towards playing this week. Elijah Moore at number 25. I'd like to go higher with Elijah Moore, but what Zach Wilson are we going to get this week? The Zach Wilson we saw last week or the Zach Wilson we saw the 12 weeks prior? Brandon Cooks at number 26. He's the main option there, but who in the world is this quarterback going to be? Van Jefferson at number 27. It seems like the guy just finds some open land every single game, and it leads to big time pickups between him and Matt Stafford. Brandon Ayuk, is he going to have Deebo Samuel back this week? Is he going to face cornerback one coverage? Is Awuzie going to be on him? That's why I have a ceiling a little bit lower. Mike Williams going on the COVID list late this week, but it's unclear at this point whether he tested positive or he was just a close contact because of Keenan Allen. So right now he still has a chance to play. Obviously he's been very roller coaster-ish, whatever, over the last few weeks, so it makes his vulnerability a little bit higher. Marquez Valdes-Scantling going up against Chicago. Big potential weekend coming for him. Russell Gage, more targets than almost anybody in the league over the last couple of weeks. KJ Osborne at number 32, definitely a great opportunity this week with no Adam Thielen. I like his touchdown upside. Marquez Callaway coming in at number 33 with no Deontay Harris. Now we're going to throw Marquez Callaway in as a start and definitely a high upside play against the Jets. Odell Beckham Jr. at number 34. Touchdowns each of the last 2 weeks. Does that keep up this week? Jerry Jeudy, I mentioned it in the start and sit video. If he doesn't do anything this week against the Detroit Lions, then we're done with him. Michael Gallup at number 36. He's playing way too well to leave outside of the top 50, but how high is his ceiling, especially with everyone being back and healthy? Jarvis Landry at number 37. A lot of this has to do with the health of Baker Mayfield, and I think Cleveland is really going to get back to trying to run the football this week and keeping the ball away from Lamar Jackson. Christian Kirk going up against the LA Rams. I don't know who Jalen Ramsey's really going to be on. It seems like a misuse of Jalen Ramsey to play him on Christian Kirk all game and leave DeAndre Hopkins just out by himself. But that's what they've been doing a lot of the times this season. So we'll see what happens with that. Cortland Sutton at number 39. Same thing with Jerry Jeudy. If he doesn't do anything this week, we're out the door. Tyler Boyd coming in at number 40, going up against San Francisco. Tyler Boyd, he's been seeing a few more targets over the last couple of weeks. Jamison Crowder at number 41. Again, with no Corey Davis, him and Moore are going to be the favorites for Wilson, but what Wilson will we see? Traquan Smith at number 42 has been the most consistent in terms of what we've seen target-wise over the last few weeks from the New Orleans wide receivers. Will that keep up? Donovan Peoples-Jones, not really a start for me this week going up against Baltimore, but there's no Marlon Humphrey, so I'm still going to list him up in this area because one big-time play could be more than enough for him. Deshaun Jackson going up against Kansas City. We know more than likely they're going to have to throw the ball quite a bit against Kansas City. Hopefully that calf issue last week that was keeping Deshaun Jackson limited is all taken care of, and he is back 100% healthy. Big-time touchdown incoming. Curtis Samuel at number 45. Now, Ricky Seals-Jones is going to end up being, it looks like, available this week after Logan Thomas goes down last week with a potential season-ending knee injury. So what will we get this week from Curtis Samuel? I think it's going to be kind of some of those targets we saw going that way, shifting over to him. Sterling Shepard at number 46 does also look like he might be trending to play this week. Allen Robinson at number 47, also acting as if he'll be trending to play this week. Des Fitzpatrick coming in at number 48. I like him in the slot going up against Jacksonville the most this week out of any of the Tennessee wide receivers. Josh Reynolds at number 49 going up against Denver. Don't love it as a start, but I still think he's the wide receiver one there. And Cole Beasley coming in at number 50 for me. Really limited because Dawson Knox gets all the targets that he used to get. Now, let's move on over to the tight end position. Travis Kelce at number 1, George Kittle at number 2, Mark Andrews at number 3, Rob Gronkowski at number 4. I mean, you could interchange any of these guys, really. They're all kind of 1A, B, C, and D right now. They're all great upside. If you own 2 of them, you're probably playing one and flexing one. If you only own 1 of them, you're starting them. Dawson Knox at number 5. Bad week last week with the drops, but I don't think it's going to keep Josh Allen from coming back to him. Pat Freiermuth going up against Minnesota, like the touchdown upside for Big Patty Muth this week. TJ Hawkinson at number 7. Yes, the upside hasn't been there. Touchdowns in back-to-back weeks. 8 targets in 2 of the last 3 weeks. He's still seeing a decent amount of volume. Tyler Conklin on Thursday Night Football going up against Pittsburgh. I like him with no Adam Thielen. Definitely more targets in his future. Dalton Schultz kind of dropping down the rankings right now because everybody is back and healthy. So what are we going to see with the Dallas Cowboys? Kyle Pitts going up against Carolina this week. Still a top 10 option for me at the tight end position because he's still seeing a decent amount of targets, but the big plays and the touchdowns are lacking right now. Zach Ertz going up against the LA Rams. Definitely a great opportunity for him to help. But again, Zach Ertz hasn't done a whole lot outside of one game and then one other big play. Ricky Seals Jones will end up being the tight end this week for Washington with Logan Thomas being out. He was banged up and not out last week. I don't really want to go a whole lot higher with him without knowing how healthy exactly he is. Cole Kmet, Justin Fields is back this week. It sounds like on Sunday Night Football. Cole Kmet will be one of his safety valves again. Jared Cook at number 14. With everything up in the air right now with the wide receivers there, I've got the wide receivers ranked where they would be playing if they were to be in. So Mike Williams and Keenan Allen. I've got Jared Cook ranked where he would be if Keenan Allen and Mike Williams would be out. He could even go possibly a little bit higher if both wide receivers miss. Foster Moreau, awful performance last week. We'll see if he can help out this week if Darren Waller ends up missing again. Very iffy right now. If for some reason Darren Waller does end up playing, I probably end up putting him at number 7 right above TJ Hawkinson. Moving on to number 60. Well, if he doesn't play, Foster Moreau, I can't forget about him. I have him down here just because, again, he's not a guy that I'm super excited about this week, but could score a touchdown and kind of fall into this area. Noah Fant at number 16 going up against Detroit. I mean, the guy's not doing anything right now. He's splitting snaps, targets. I don't know what else I can say. We're not playing Noah Fant. Evan Ingram at number 17. We'll see who the quarterback's going to be. It depends. Maybe Evan Ingram goes a couple of spots higher. Tyler Higbee at number 18, getting a few more getting a few decent targets, but he's not doing anything with them. James O'Shaughnessy from Jacksonville, got him up here. Potential touchdown upside for me this week. And then Gerald Everett at number 20. Quite honestly, he's lucky that he even has a job after what he did last week. Woo! That was a fast one, ladies and gentlemen. Rifled right through it. But hopefully y'all appreciate that content. Do me a favor if you're new here, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment down below. Don't leave a cough down below. Leave a comment down below. I'm not going to cut that out, okay? Because who cares at this point? But leave a comment down below. Who do you think is going to have the best week for wide receivers and tight ends this week? Make sure you hit the like button before you get out of here. Appreciate everybody. Thanks so much for tuning into this episode of the Fantasy Headliners. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you all on the next episode.
I'm a headliner.